on their way, and Viking Flagship out wide is going to be the early leader, and Colton is settled out the back. They're at the first now, and Travado through on the inside shares the work with Viking Flagship. Soundman is with the white cap, and Dancing Paddy the inside in line of 4. Klairon Davis racing 5 as they cross the second, and Colton is the only one that's detached, and that's detached by quite some way. Dancing Paddy on the right probably just has the edge to Soundman, who was really aggressive and powerful going down to the start. Viking Flagship, the outside of Travado, still a line of 4 lengths back to Klairon Davis, 3 lengths back to Strong Platinum, and 6 back to Colton, who trails as they come down towards the third at a good pace. Dancing Paddy on the inside, shuffling along. Soundman goes through the top of it. Viking Flagship's out wide. He will still holding that good third position. Then we have Travado settled in 4. Klairon Davis 5. 3 lengths back to Strong Platinum, and 8 lengths back now to Colton, who's best from front. Coming down towards fence number 4 is Dancing Paddy, the rank outsider, leading the heavily backed Soundman as they take the 4th. They all jumped it brilliantly. Perhaps a Strong Platinum a little bit rusty at the back of the pack, and they swing left-handed, race down the hill. So Dancing Paddy is leading them, but the pace is steady. This is going to be a real thriller from the top of the hill. When they reach the summit on the far side, then the pace will go, but Dancing Paddy has it at the moment.
Dancing Paddy almost chewing grass going to that fence. His head was so low. The pace is pretty steady. You don't want to be too far off the pace when it's slow, and Soundman's in a very good position on the outside under Richard Dunwoody. He can pounce from there. Viking Flagship, though, not letting him too far out of his sights. It's Soundman that led them over the water from Dancing Paddy. Viking Flagship still very close, followed by Travado, and then they now head towards this big open ditch. Klairon Davis is not far away either, and they're all very close, but Soundman flew over that ditch. Strong Platinum hasn't been that fluent in the early stages, though he's getting closer now, and so is Colton, fell off the pace in the first half mile. Approaching another plain fence then, Soundman got in a bit close this time, but is closely pursued by Viking Flagship on the outside, as now they climb away on the far side towards the big open ditch. It's Soundman by about a length to Klairon Davis. Viking Flagship on the outside, 3 lengths then to Dancing Paddy, and now the pace is quickening up. This takes some jumping. Klairon Davis bungled it, brushed right through it, and Viking Flagship left in second place on the other side, but they've still got to catch Soundman. They're quickening all the time now as they reach the highest point of the course. It's Soundman joined by Viking Flagship. The crowd beginning to roar already as now they begin the descent towards 3 out.
So the big 3 playing late. Look at this on the right, Soundman, Richard Dunwoody on the left, Viking Flagship, the champion chaser, and the tempo increasing. It's down to jumping and speed. It's going to develop into a real sprint. This Klairon Davis, the outside. Here we are, 3 out. How do they jump it? Soundman gets low, and Viking Flagship low, and Klairon Davis low, but they all got away with it. Dancing Paddy's done his work. They've got to jump. Soundman on the right, Viking Flagship the left. Going better, Viking Flagship into the lead. This is 2 out, Viking Flagship, Soundman. Here we are, 2 from home, and both of them brush through the top. Klairon Davis is back in 3rd, and then Travado in 4. They start the turn in. Charlie Swan's confident. He's going on Viking Flagship. Soundman's fighting back. They're on the final turn. Soundman and Viking Flagship stride for stride. Oh, what an epic battle. Don't rule out Klairon Davis, who's pulled wide. Come down towards the final fence with a nosebang. Klairon Davis has come to take the pair. Viking Flagship and Soundman in the air together, and now the hill, and it's Klairon Davis and Francis Wood who's going on, and Klairon Davis has come to take the pair of them. Klairon Davis going on. Viking Flagship's coming back in second place, but Klairon Davis has the acceleration to win. Klairon Davis, Viking Flagship, Soundman the 1, 2, 3. Then we have Travado and Strong Platinum and Colton and Dancing Paddy. Well, this is got to be one of the races of the decade. A tremendous, tremendous performance to win the Queen by the Champion Chase. All credit to number 3 on our card, Klairon Davis, trained at 9 to 1. Trained in Ireland by Arthur Moore, ridden by Francis Woods. Tremendous performance here, poaching on the front too, because as they turn for home, the grit and determination on the face of Charlie Swan, who rode the 2nd horse home, Viking Flagship, in the colours of Roach Foods Limited, trained by David Dickerson, and the grit on the face of Richard Dunwoody, who rode Soundman in the colours of David Lloyd, trained by Edward O'Grady, was there to see. But it was Klairon Davis who came there. He poised on the outside. He delivered his challenge only on the run-in, and it was he who had the acceleration, he who had more courage. and he who went on. He won the Arkle last year. He's come back to take it the Queen Mother Champion Chase Kids. Here's our winner, Klairon Davis. Salute a champion.
Klairon Davis has returned the 9-1 fourth favourite and is a colossal result for bookmakers here on the course and right round the nation. The fourth best Klairon Davis. Viking Flagship bravery not enough this time. The 9-4 second best is Sound Man weakening in the end. The heavily gambled on 11-8 favourite, and Klairon Davis, who won the Arkle last year, but he's the fifth horse to win the Arkle and to come on and win this Remittance Man in the 80s. Flying Bolt for Ireland, Ben Stack and Fortria did that in the 60s. And Klairon Davis for the Irish Shears, the 184th Irish train winner at the festival since the war, and the 16th time they've won the Queen Mother Champion Chase. The most recent were Buckhouse in 86, Drumgore in 81, and in the 70s Hillyway and Skymass won it twice each for the Irish. But Klairon Davis, the wrong un as far as most Irish punters were concerned, who latched onto Sound Man. Strong Platinum was their second best. The bookmakers are so delighted. All 8 favourites of the meeting have been beaten so far. This is the result they really wanted, turning over the front two in the Champion Chase. They got it. 9-1, Klairon Davis.
Well, we thought it was Klairon Davis's jumping which was likely to fall apart, but it was the champions. It was Viking Flagship who uncharacteristically missed one fence badly, and this fellow in the stripes on the outside, he jumps when it matters.
Jumped really well. He also got onto the better ground. There's no doubt that over on that side of the park, it's infinitely better. And he just sat and bided his time. He proved too good for Sound Man in the Arkle last year. He's proved too good for him again, and Viking Flagship this year.
Well, a great triumph for the Moore family. Dan Moore.
I think he's quite a difficult horse to train this. A little bit pottery walking round the paddock beforehand. Big horse, easily the biggest in the paddock, lots of size about him.
The Irish have won everything so far today.